Let's go, bub. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut! Nothing moves the blob!
Let's go, bub.
Oh, that's right.
So we do not have any caramel.
All right, and our mics are, or I should say, our mics are up, and the music is kilt. I sing tilt. And we're actually all here for the start. And Davy Jones managed to log back into his computer just in time. Perfect timing, dude.
Hey, Davy.
So we are ready to go with the next issue, quote unquote, of Modern Age Heroes. So actually, where we left off, and I'll leave this up to you guys if you want to do a time jump, which is kind of left up in the air. You guys had some little things that you were talking and discussing. We're wanting to do. And really, most of the discussion had hinged last game on just where everybody was at and power testing and whatnot. Actually, before we continue, it is beginning of the month. We need to roll karma. We do not have, since we don't have Abby for this game, nobody here, I'm pretty sure, has a birthday in March.
That's right. My mom does.
1d6?
Yeah, your mom isn't here.
It's a D10.
It's a D10.
Oh, it's a D10?
Times 50.
That is a 4.
So 4 times 50, 200.
200.
All right. So that's an additional
Each.
200 to the... oh, yeah. That's right. So since it's 200 each, and then that's going into the pool, that's going to be 1,000 to the pool.
1,000.
Yes. I'm always, to make it easy, I'm always going to give you the karma total, what you would have gotten individually, and then you just, tally it up and dump it in the pool from there.
Got it. Okay.
I'm not
What?
opposed to a short time jump because he needs to reach out with someone from Aegis magic user so he can work with the pearl some more and train on his fighting even further.
Well, I wasn't talking like, a month. I was talking like if you wanted to, if you had anything in particular, we could just skip on to the next day.
Oh, no. Yeah, that.
Okay.
I thought you were talking like a week now that everyone's back together so we can get back into sync.
I was like, wait a minute, we just did a time jump.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Let's do the time warp again.
Yeah, the only thing Hyperion would want to do is try to reverse engineer fully that quantum photonic reassembler so that he can make copies for everybody in their suits.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Have I got a new suit yet?
No, actually, you have not.
So we'd be making one with one of these doodads.
Yep, you're going to have to not only make one of the doodads, actually make multiple at this point, and you're going to have to attempt to, using the plans that are in mainframe, which, I mean, given your big brains isn't a problem, it's just a matter of having the materials, breaking out the Super Sower and making Xenofreeze a new costume.
Right.
Jerome, I sent you a new character sheet with 10 extra hit points because I forgot to add that.
Uh-oh.
And I sent you mine also in your email.
Okay. I will get to those later since we're already in game at this point. But thank you.
And we were talking about the order of upgrades to our characters, and I want to upgrade my fighting from a 10 to a 20.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we have a group karma pool now at a total of 12,470. So you definitely have the 2,000 needed to do that.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Cool.
Does the council approve?
Yeah, definitely.
The Council of Legacy approves.
Yeah, and I would like to.
Just don't
like
add mainframe to that because he'll veto.
Right.
I would like to take my strength from a 22. The next one.
A 30?
A 30?
Yeah.
That'd be 3,000, which we would have. So it would be taken from the 10,470 we've got.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then that makes it Derek's turn to pull from the pool. With we've got 7,470 in the pool.
Oh, Derek, my Derek. What
Yes.
physical skills would you like to upgrade?
Yeah. Well, I just upgraded my agility, and I'm going to do my strength for 2,000.
Okay.
My strength for 2,000.
That makes it then Brittany's turn in the order with 5,470 in the pool.
Are we planning to just keep going?
That's totally up to you.
Are done with it until we have no more karma, or is this
Again, that is entirely up to you guys. You could save, obviously, and hope that more gets dropped into the pool. So you have like bigger
I just
spends.
wasn't expecting to be able to upgrade this soon.
Right.
I
Again,
thought
it's
as far
entirely
as-
up to you guys, but this would be presumably updates that you guys did with some of the training you did last game as well as within the month.
Right.
Okay, so
My thought is like the amount that we would keep at a minimum for right now would be something like anywhere from 350 to 500 karma available, not banked, so that those of us who don't have power stunts we're working on can try for them, and then the remaining
I
for
was
like
just going to ask if we
dice
could
total
do
increases.
if we could roll for our power stunts,
I do need to do that for power stunts.
and we're using the chat, right, Jerome?
We're using the chat for rolls. That is correct. However,
Okay.
don't roll for a power stunt just yet.
Okay.
We're right now we're to Brittany to see if you guys want to keep spending karma.
We're side note, are we able to practice more than one power stunt per game?
No.
Like if we have separate power stunts that we're working on?
No. The focus should be 1 power stunt per game session. That's just to keep it from getting too crazy too fast.
Sure. Okay, so I had, before we went communal, I had bumped my strength up to 20 and my telepathy up to 20 and my hard radiation control up to 20.
Oh, nice.
And then I also bumped my empathy up to 10.
Oh, okay.
So
smart.
Still on my list. I want to upgrade my flight, but since that's pretty new, I figured
sure
we could wait till later.
Okay.
I could also I would like to bump either my agility or my psyche because those are the most frequent rolls, and those are both currently at 30.
Well, then you choose one of them that gets you to Incredible 40 for 4,000, and then that would bring us down to 1470 left. So which one do you think you use more?
Let's do psyche.
There you go. Do it.
Okay.
So that's 4,000. So we're down to 1,470, and that makes it my turn. Do I have anything?
And not to interrupt, but keep in mind, talents you can also do talents during this time frame. Talents are 100 pop.
Oh, to add a talent?
And they don't get upgraded. They just get they just get
add a bonus to your roll.
They just
roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get with you on those later. I don't want to. I'll get the talents with Dale later because I don't want to take up time.
Sure.
To look at the talents.
Okay, let's see here. It'd be nice to get Hyperion's agility from typical to good. That would take 1,000. That would leave us with 470 in the pool, and we could stop.
There you go.
There.
That's your roughly your target amount that you're looking for. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that. So now he has good agility. All right, we now have 470 in the pool. We'll keep that open and not banked for now. And the next improvement when we get there is going to be Justin. We went through one full cycle already.
And you need to add 4 hit points.
Yes.
Right. I think we need to vote on giving Hyperion leadership talent.
Oh, he already bought it, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I did.
You already bought it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember him saying something about it. I didn't know if he bought it before we started or not. So
yeah. I
remember hearing something about karma. So I was definitely.
So what is it? So what is the 30 called? I know that I was at extraordinary.
Remarkable.
That's remarkable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. EX is excellent. RM is remarkable.
Okay.
Have I in this time frame? Because I know I had mentioned it. I was going to keep on trying to my phasing ability, so being able to manipulate my body into different shapes.
Yeah.
Have I been able to do anything with that?
We talked about that last game. No, that is still currently locked. You are in that solid humanoid looking shape.
Okay. And am I able to mimic with my skin tones and stuff?
Yes, you can still do tones. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you, Jerome. How does our resources change?
Buy a lottery ticket.
Oh.
Or talk to Daddy Hyperion.
Okay.
Because everybody's
I have an EX20.
Pretty much everybody's resources are stemming from Hyperion right now because you were on contract with him.
Okay.
That's actually a good question because mine is still 6.
Yeah, I have 0.
Yeah, so when Hyperion managed to increase his resources from EX20 to RM30 while we were in Argentina, did that result in any bumps for the rest of the team for resources?
So if you are basically the way you should put this is because you have different sources of income. Like for example, Xenofreeze, you don't have a steady stream of income. Your resources just stems from the fact that you
assets.
Yeah, you've got assets that you could probably sell off that were pretty valuable. But if you're using the steady income, everybody is pulling the equivalent of a good GD10 resources from Hyperion, because Hyperion's company has now made him, dun dun dun, a millionaire.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Daddy's rich.
Yep.
I have two sources of good income then.
Oh,
Yes, you do.
I am now a franchise, so I got some of that coming in at some point too.
Yes, you will be experiencing an influx of cash because of your action figure.
Royalties.
And the
Which is way more than what I'm going to be making. Because action figure sells and in educational videotapes do not.
And I have a lunchbox.
And a lunchbox, yes.
It's the lunchbox, man.
Has our popularity gone up? Mine was a 19 as Xenofreeze anyway.
You know, I didn't look at the beginning part of the game to recap myself. Did we discuss that? Because I thought maybe we did.
There was a bump of like 15 points, I think, to popularity.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
add
So,
15 to that?
so as Xenofreeze, remember you've got two different
Identities.
popularity. Yeah,
I have Ixion and I have Xenofreeze.
that is correct. So your
Sean should be
superhero
popular
identity
at
took a 15-point bump.
Sean should be popular at the dance clubs.
If she goes there often.
Well, as
That's where she
Xenofreeze,
goes.
I have 34, but Ixion, I was Xenofreeze when I went on camera that one time, correct?
Yes.
So Xenofreeze is still nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then can I work on, so does Mainframe have an interface with my ship?
A crude one, but yes.
So I'm going to look, so I want to see, because that would also increase Mainframe's capabilities from the technology on my ship versus Mainframe. I would think, incorporating some of the things.
That's why it's crude. It's not it's not like he connects to the ship and can guide it by communicating directly with the system. It's more like he has the capability of mimicking a pilot.
Oh, okay.
So if you take that away, that he doesn't really have anything he could do with the ship.
So I want to work on, well, I guess because my knowledge would be with my ship, at least to a point, and not with Mainframe, whereas Hyperion's would be with Mainframe. We can work together to see about getting that interface a lot more.
Your background is more biological, so when it comes to technology, I mean, it's not that you're dumb. I think you have a reason of what, 20?
30.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you're still smart. It's just it's.
I just don't understand that, but I would be able to explain.
That's just kind of
to
outside your field. It's not
Right.
that you couldn't poke around and eventually figure it out. You're smart. It's just that's not your expertise.
Right.
Whereas Hyperion, he may not have had experience with your technology, but that is his field.
Yeah.
Kind of like you in biology. You may not be used to human biology, but that is your field.
Mm-hmm.
It also seemed like Mainframe didn't really have that much trouble like interacting with the ship. He was able to give it the directions to fly on autopilot to where we needed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's good as far as that goes.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Okay, so it's a new day, and I'm feeling
Can
good.
we power roll now?
You can make so as you wake up and get ready for the next day. If anybody has any power stunts that you would like to attempt, you may.
Yep.
Make sure you take that roll and you put it in the supers roll Discord, because it will also tell you what your result is.
That's a negative.
39. Yeah, and in the super rolls now we can use the heroic roll instead of just the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Generic
How do
dice
we?
roll.
Oh, so it's
It's ! Roll and then your rank code. Like if it was monstrous, it's MN. If it was excellent, it's EX and so forth.
So for a power stunt, how would you do that?
It's going to tell you. So what power are you attempting to do?
Telepathy.
You're trying to do
telepathy.
Teleport?
Teleport.
So your power stunt is based upon your power for your teleport. So your roll is going to be
Remarkable. RM.
Well, your teleport is RM or AM50, right?
RM30.
Okay, so it's based off RM30.
So then you type ! Roll R M.
All in one, no spaces.
And I think
Correct.
You put 30 as well.
And you do that instead of rolling the roll 1d100?
Yep.
Right. The yellow feet. Still didn't get it.
Yep, because it will not only tell you what you rolled, but it'll also tell you what you hit for the rank.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more checking the chart. Hooray.
I'm still working on my adding sound to illusion, and I need 3 green. So that would be based on my illusion casting, which is incredible. Let's see if I did that right.
Yeah, you
I
definitely
used up my 1 red feet for the night.
So it's ! Roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then the power rank that you're using. So what's your power rank?
I'm just trying to. So is there a space anywhere?
No.
And
I think if you go back and look at the chat, you'll see what they typed in to get the roll. If you're ever in doubt.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was R. I guess it doesn't matter. R for roll. I just wanted to try it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's a nice fancy little bot.
Of course, I roll a 93 on my just messing around. Of course, I was rolling a monstrous, so it's okay. All right.
Would you like to save that for?
Yeah, can I just put that
in? Negative.
Since everyone's trying that out, Hyperion's going to try to do his special flying thing with his illusory duplication. He's failed at before. Nope, green feed. All right.
Okie doke. All power stunts out of the way.
He's going to, after he does his morning training, he's going to call Nene.
Okay. So you just call the Aegis line then?
Yep.
Okay. That'll work. So you pick up the phone. It puts you into an automatic hold while they are waiting for somebody to pick up. And then the phone picks up. Aegis Foundation, Nene speaking.
Hey, Nene.
I don't recognize his voice right off the bat. I apologize. I am super busy. Who am I speaking to?
It's Angler from the Legacy.
Oh, Angler. Hey, how's it going? How was Argentina? Are you speaking Spanish now?
We've been finished it for about a month. We're just coming back from some training exercises. I was hoping you'd be able to help me out with something. I'm looking for someone with an Aegis who might be able to help me out with the magical item.
Magical? That's a little out of our scope, but we may have somebody on contract who works with us occasionally. I'd have to scour the database, though.
You'll laugh so hard.
Do your thing. Are you in Strongford or are you in another location?
I'm located in Strongford.
I might swing by the Aegis building. I have something for you and the director.
Oh, well, don't say it over the phone. These calls are monitored for quality assurance.
No, it's nothing like that, and it's under $50.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you know where we're at, so.
Is that the threshold for
most corporate?
Yeah, it's usually between like 20 to 50. Yeah.
Yeah, most corporations, they have a max limit of $50. That way it doesn't fall under anti-bribery, blah, 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 blah.
I figured.
Yep.
I was like, that's very specific. I bet that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked in too many corporate gigs.
Yeah.
Same.
All right, well, just give us a call back, and I might be seeing you a little bit later on today.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
And he'll hang up.
Okay, she hangs up.
He'll stretch out, and he'll go and make breakfast for everybody again.
Okay. So it sounds like so Hyperion, have you been staying at the Vane, or are you been going to your place of residency and then showing up at the Vane?
To keep up appearances, he does occasionally go to his residence. He does occasionally go into the office, but then he'll typically like spend the night at the Vane so he can work on things because he doesn't need to sleep.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay. So then presumably you would be here for this. Lightbringer, since you are the other person who goes out and about and you have your own place, would you have been staying at your place or staying here? Because remember, you still got living arrangement issues here that haven't really been built out yet.
Yes, I would be living at my place.
Okay.
With Sagan and what's her name?
Your friend?
Your friend, yeah.
Poor girl. What's her name?
Who recently found out that she's a deviant like a month ago?
It's been a little over that.
It's been a while.
It's been like 2 months at this point. Not that that's a huge difference.
Michelle.
But yes.
What are her powers?
She makes bone shards.
Yeah, bone spurs.
Out of herself?
And I think that should be her superpower name. Bone
Hey,
spur.
Shiv, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey.
Wow. That'd be kind of
Sounds a lot like Marrow to me.
Right. But
Yeah,
hers is
similar.
very limited, right?
Mm-hmm, similar. Kind of like her and Popclaw from The Boys.
Right.
So similar in that vein. Okay, so before we go back to the vein, then, Shiv, we're using the face rip system from Marvel Superheroes RPG, the original one produced by TSR. So Lightbringer, so back at your domicile. So as you have been gone, Michelle has kind of gone wild with the decoration in here. She has, at this point,
Lisa Frank everywhere.
What's that?
Lisa Frank everywhere.
Yeah, no, thankfully nothing like that. But this is the first time she's actually been earning steady pay in like forever. That she hasn't had to kick down to anybody taking anything from her or whatnot. So by the time you got back to your house, there's like a couple potted plants. There's a new coffee maker. Nothing in here is like used or has come from like Goodwill in any fashion. There's like a new TV in here now. Some of the other furniture is still the same, but there's like that etc. Art piece that sits up, that was in every home just about in the 80s and 90s. Love with the with the O kind of tilted, nearby. And she also has she also installed a new house phone, and it's that clear house phone that has all like the neon pieces in it with the super long extension cord.
Nice.
Wow, we're living large now.
Yeah.
Oh, and there is actually it's not super fancy, but there is a legitimate sound system in here now. So like a stereo with two decent speakers sitting up next to it with a record player on top. And there is a new VCR. So you actually have a VCR here too.
Nice.
With a modest shelf off to the side that's got like 10 VHS movies on it right now.
As long as they're not beta.
Yeah, no, it's not beta.
As long as it's not what?
Betamax.
Betamax.
Is this the first time that I've been home since?
Yes.
Argentina.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess.
Now Sagan was here earlier, and she's still here now. But this is the first time you've actually had a chance to set foot, like unpack and take in the air of your own place.
So I guess as I walk in, I will just take a slow look around, kind of picking up things and being appreciative.
Okay, and as you are doing that, Michelle is like quickly throwing on, you know, her uniform. I mean, you see her; she's not like completely undressed, but she's like in her bra. She's got slacks on at this point, and quickly like trying to throw on like a polo that has the Quantum Unlimited, like, you know, embroidered logo and name on it on the side, and she's, you know, starting to get her name badge, you know, attached and whatnot. She says, and she sees you, says, okay, I saw your bags. I didn't know you, but if you were actually like home.
Yeah, sorry, it's been kind of weird.
No, I saw the news. I figured it was qualified for weird.
Yeah, so
But
I know
you've
we
been
haven't
gone
exactly,
even like longer than that. So
I know we haven't exactly had this conversation before, but you've probably figured out by now that I'm a superhero.
I had some kind of inkling when you helped hook me up with Quantum Unlimited. I just wasn't sure, like, who. So you're like really, and then she starts thinking about it. She's like, you're really his granddaughter?
Yeah, that's been a big adjustment for me as well.
Oh, so you didn't even know?
I had no idea.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
Yeah, so yeah, after Argentina, Sagan and I went back to New Prussia for a while so I could spend some time with him. Kind of get to know each other.
So what is that like? Because I've only heard like rumors of that place. Because it's not like it makes the news, and usually when they do, it's like, you know, oh, the Nazis did this, even though they don't seem to have like a swastika or anything like that.
It's actually kind of amazing.
But they're Nazis?
No. Wait, Argentina or New Prussia?
No, New Prussia. No, I know about Argentina. Like they had like the modified banner and everything, but like.
Yeah, no Nazis in New Prussia. They don't do that.
Oh. Okay.
And in fact, they did
you take pictures at least?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna get you one of those like Instamatic cameras or something, and when you go gallivanting off on another one of your like amazing journeys, can you please do me a favor and take some pictures?
I guess
because
so.
like this is all I really know. I'm like living high class kind of here in the apartment that we have. You've been like, well, figuratively like to the moon, I think, at this point.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, until a few months ago, I'd never left Strongford either.
And as a matter of fact, you could go to the moon.
I'm not going to bring that up. That's a little much for her to take it right now.
We'll
talk about that later.
Yep, that's asking her if she wants
the oxygen tank. I can make it.
Yeah, that's basically just asking her if she wants a drink of water and turning on the fire hose.
So yeah, maybe sometime I could bring you with me, and you can see what New Prussia is like too. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that would be rad. Like, that's not too much to ask, is it? I mean, I don't know, like, how, you know, in you are with, like, is he really a bad guy? Because everybody keeps calling him, like, a supervillain.
Not anymore. I mean, a long time ago.
Wow, this is, like, really... So that's where Sagan came from? That's your private security? Whoa. Wow,
Yeah,
that is deep. That's heavy.
She was a surprise too. So yeah, this has been a lot of adjustment, and so I appreciate your discretion. And
no, you like, I mean, you hooked me up with all of this. I'm absolutely.
And the place looks awesome.
Oh, thanks. I have like
steady employment looks really good on you.
Oh. Thanks. I like have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of getting things that I think look good by looking at the Sears catalog.
It looks fine to me. And you know what else looks good on you?
Huh?
No dirtbag boyfriends.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even have time for, you know, actual boyfriends right now. I'm kind of busy. They hired like Aegis at the office, right?
Oh, for like security?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Okay, yeah. So they've been kind of going around and making sure like everything's really been secure, and so I've had like, you know, extra security checkpoints that I've had to go through and whatnot. But thankfully, some of those guys have been, even though some of them don't really have powers, they've been partnering up with some of the scientists in the lab that, I mean, you know, they brought me in to like test powers and whatnot. Some of these guys actually have training like anti-SPB training, I guess you would put it. It's kind of intense. I didn't know that was even really a thing, but I mean, I guess so.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it there.
No, I mean, it's been great. It's obviously great money and whatnot. I think, cross my fingers, you know, I think I'm saving up for one of those new cell phones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like those mobile phones that you don't have to have like the big power pack for that are starting to come out.
That'll be exciting.
Well, I mean, I heard that they cause cancer, you know, to the brain. So I don't, really? I don't, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing, you know. But I don't know how much I trust Morton Downey Jr., so.
You know, I'll have to look into that. Okay, well, I'm going to unpack and...
Oh, well, you do that. I'm almost behind as it is, so I've got to go. So you enjoy whatever it is that you're going to do today, and we'll catch up like later on tonight.
Cool.
Okay, so she runs over real quick, gives you a kiss on the cheek, and she waves and grabs her purse and is just like in a cartoon fit of dust, just poof, right at the door.
Cool.
Pew. So back at the Vane, everybody but Hyperion is waking up to the smell of eggs and bakey.
Lots of protein
and coffee, you know, starting to brew, and you hear the announcement from Mainframe to Legacy. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Joan's going to come out with a piece of paper in her hand that has the name Brad on it and a phone number, but she can't remember who Brad is.
Okay.
Kind of got a hangover.
Sure. What is your endurance?
Her endurance is a 40. Incredible.
Oh, okay. So when you come walking out, anybody who I can see, she had a long night. She's got the raccoon
fun
eyes.
night.
she actually smells of alcohol still, because the sheer volume she would have to consume with an IN40 endurance is impressive.
Yeah. Are you all right, Sean?
Yeah, just don't talk real loud.
Understood. Try the coffee. I hear that helps.
Yeah. Did I talk about a Brad?
I was actually busy working on other technology. I'm not sure you said anything as you came in. You may have mumbled things, but I'm not sure they formed actual words.
I found a piece of paper in my pocket with a number on it.
Negative. When you returned for the evening, you did not say anything about Brad. You did say Nargle Farsal Fraus, but that is as close as I can come to the English language. I suspect that was garbled gibberish.
She speaks Bidenese, I see.
Come on, man.
Transdubber depression.
Thank you, mainframe. I'm going to go for coffee.
Good idea.
And she's going to stumble over into the kitchen.
Sure. At this point, Angler, you've brought in like a big industrial size hot plate. You guys haven't obviously upgraded enough to have like a full on decent like actual kitchen. So you're kind of using part of the lab, which is easy to scrub down anyways. And you've got like appliances kind of set up to make a makeshift kitchen area and whatnot. You've got like several links of sausage going. You've got bacon. You've got eggs that you've scrambled up. You've got a couple bowls out there, you know, for mixing and whatnot. I mean, you've got like the whole spread.
With as much effort that you have gone through, it makes me wish that I could eat this food.
I'm sorry about that as well. This stuff is delicious.
Somebody better call me and tell me that my breakfast is over there.
How have you been coming along, Xenofreeze, with regard to your powers? I know you were having problems with your shape-changing.
I have not been able to manifest anything other than this shape right now. I can still change my coloration. However, my mass manipulation has not shown any progress as of yet. My cold generation, though, is much colder than what was previous. Though we do not have a thermometer that goes low enough to be able to read as cold as I can go. We need more than likely I believe you refer to it as a Kelvin thermometer.
We can obtain one. I can grab one from the office in a bit. So I take it that you're gaining control of that particular power more and more, but not your shape changing. That's where you have difficulty.
As of now, that is correct.
What have you tried so far with regard to your shape changing?
I've just tried, and it's almost impossible to explain for someone who does not have the anatomy that I do. For I do not have organs as per se. I am one solid entity that the way that I manifest voice is just creating a cavity within my body and creating what you would call a windpipe.
So how do you guys talk to each other then if you guys don't normally
It is vibration. We are an aquatic race, naturally. Or rather, were an aquatic race.
So like we'll talk.
Similar, yes. And we
Speaking
can
of
feel
which,
vibrations.
have you attempted to simply immerse yourself in a liquid that you're similar to as a means of gauging what you need to do? Or have you just simply been attempting it as is?
I have been attempting it as is. I did not notice any difference when we were in Argentina. The time that I was in the ocean did not change anything at that point. I do not know if there would be any changes now, but it is worth a shot. Though my home planet was very similar to the oceans here.
I see. It simply seems that the pattern for all those affected by the meta-activity field was that their powers have been amplified in a specific direction. I understand that your particular shape-changing was a more natural phenomenon amongst your entire race. However, you must admit your race is vastly different from the other organisms on this planet who lack that ability. It could be that the meta-activity field could simply be activating and treating that as a power and bringing it to the extreme of solidification.
It is possible. The closest thing that I would be able to compare myself to would be something similar to probably an amoeba. Though amoebas do have defined parts with a nucleus and other components within their cell. Though it's the closest thing, but still very far from what I am.
Of course.
And you're sure it's not like a psychological thing?
I have not ruled I have not ruled that out, though I do not see why that would pose. I am not afraid to change.
Just seems weird that
it's natural.
It's a natural ability for you, and you can't do it. That means that's like us breathing.
Ixion, you once indicated that your age equivalency is roughly 40 years of age to that of humans of this earth. Correct?
Yes.
Could it be a middle age performance issue?
I don't think they have a pill for that.
I have never heard of any middle-aged performance issues with my race.
Filing that away. Thank you.
Curious.
I'm gonna head over.
Okay.
with your solid form as it is, have you tested to see how solid you've become? Are you more resilient to physical stresses in this state?
It is possible. I have not put that to the limit or to the test.
If we were to run an experiment, it could help us determine if it's similar to what you've been experiencing with your other powers. If that's the case, then it would be a means of reversing the effect or training yourself on how to use that power again because of how augmented it's become.
Yes, I would be willing to try anything. I just know that I know with my cold generation, I have just recently been able to keep it somewhat under control. I am not as detailed as I was or as controlled as I was, but it is significantly better.
Interesting. If you like, we can run tests. However, of course, there is a matter of it causing pain. I'm not sure how averse you are to that, to test how resilient you currently are.
My endurance is quite high. Perhaps comparing it to other instances to where I have actually been damaged before, and I know that they obviously were not fatal or even critical, we could see to what magnitude they affect me now.
Excellent. Then while the rest are consuming breakfast, follow me to the lab and we can run some controlled experiments. So Hyperion heads into the lab/workshop to get some tools set up to try to damage Ixion in controlled manners.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I take it you're going to do this in conjunction with the danger room?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. So I can grab some tools that we need. That way, it's we can try it at different levels. Like we start small and then go big with the danger room.
Okay. Sure. So you are doing that, Angler. You're just enjoying the spread then at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is. Now that he's cooked all the food up, he's sitting down and he's eating his lions. He's eating half his body weight in food.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Come on.
Are you even stopping to taste it, or are you just like shoveling it in anime style?
It's not that bad. No, he is like lean after swimming for basically a month.
Gotcha. Okay.
So his major calorie deficit is about to get reversed now that he can eat on a regular basis.
Sure. Okay. So while the danger room is being set up to test Xenofreeze, at this point the doors open on the elevator and Lightbringer steps through. You are assaulted by the smell of eggs and bacon and sausage and hash browns and just almost anything delectable that you could imagine for a quick breakfast from a electric griddle.
You're muted.
Wow, somebody's been cooking.
Yeah, I'm catching up on my calories.
Oh, that would make sense. Kind of reminds me of breakfast in New Prussia. Much better than anything I can make. So she'll grab a plate and sit down to eat some breakfast.
Okay. And Shone, are you doing anything, or are you just still?
She's nursing her
Okay.
giant cup of coffee.
Sure. Alrighty.
I called. Oh,
go ahead.
They left a moment ago, but I called Aegis earlier today, and I got Nene to see if she can't find me a magic user who can help me out with the pearl.
I thought you had one already.
Yeah, what happened to Blood Goblin?
Isn't Blood Goblin in New Prussia still?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
Your relationship with your grandfather is your relationship with your grandfather. However, I'm not. It's still a long flight from here to New Prussia and back for some tutoring. So it is easier to help find Aegis, see if they can't get me someone who is local or at least an hour away by rocket rather than having to travel halfway across the world.
You know, you do live with a teleporter, right?
If I clang something too loud right now, she's gonna get upset.
What happened to you?
Brad?
Who's Brad?
Mainframe comes online and repeats the garbled commentary of gibberish that Shone muttered when she came back. Yeah, it almost sounds like backmasking on a record. Like it's really bizarre.
When did this happen?
There's a new club that opened. I went to go check it out.
Is that your thing?
It's fun. And the drinks taste really good, except they really give you a headache after a while.
Have you had much alcohol from here before?
Mm-mm.
Maybe Brad roofied her.
I would hope not.
No, it seems like she just got way too wasted. Let's be honest.
Do you consume alcohol where you're from too?
Well, there's wine.
Well, I wonder if it affects your physiology differently.
I don't know, but...
Or if you just drank a lot.
Then there's a chime from Mainframe. Finished scanning. My scans indicate Shone has drank the equivalency of Andre the Giant in weight and girth.
Wow, it must be quite a tab.
I don't think I paid for anything.
Deep pockets.
You should go
that
with
sounds
me
about
sometime.
right.
Maybe what? What did you say?
You should go with me sometime.
Oh, to a club.
That's the DD.
People like me don't go to clubs. That's funny.
And then the elevator opens back up, and Sagan steps through.
I'll give her like a wave.
She waved back. She's just in standard clothing at this point with a backpack slung over her shoulder. She looks around and obviously doesn't see everybody, and she says, "So where's Icy Hot?"
Icy Hot.
Yeah, where
Are you talking about Exion?
Yeah, there you go.
You think he's hot?
No, Icy Hot. The rub starts, cold and then somehow gets hot. Never mind. You're not even from here. Yeah, what am I talking about? You wouldn't know.
I think they're in the danger room right now. Have you had breakfast yet?
No, I haven't. But I was bringing the equivalent of MREs for your boy. I'd imagine he'd appreciate it. They synthesized it down to like a powdered stuff. It tastes like utter garbage to the rest of us, but apparently when you were all there for dinner not a while back, he commented that it was accurate, or I guess not bad or something. So the tech guys managed to synthesize something, and it's like a thank you.
I'll go grab them. You sit down and have breakfast.
Oh, I will do that then. And she just sets they're not like Ziploc bags. They look like bags that might contain like a powdered substance, like powdered milk or Tang.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the danger room.
I'm gonna get busted for smuggling cocaine. I'm like, no, it's lunch. I swear.
Yeah.
Ixion. I have an idea. When was the last time you had a decent meal?
When we were in New Prussia.
Well, they seem to synthesize some food. Come out and eat something. Y'all can continue poking him with sticks later on.
Very well. We'll discontinue the stick poking until afterward.
I'm assuming you're beginning by seeing if you can push something through his current form, right?
Simple things like hypodermic needles, correct, to see what the resistance is, and we'll gradually build up from there.
That sounds like great fun.
Let's let him eat and see if that helps him out.
Very well.
I know how I get when I don't have my calories.
Understood.
I would be interested to see if my body would be able to absorb it.
Okay, so I mean, as you're there, and she sees that you guys are walking up, and she's, pushes the bags for you. She says, the boss figures you big brains could probably figure out how to resynthesize this. So there's 1 bag to eat now, and 2 to do with whatever you want later on.
Excellent. Thank you, Sagan.
Yeah, no problem. Just add water, stir, or shake, and you should be good to go.
Do so.
I'll turn to her and say, have you ever been to a club?
Me? Yeah. Why?
Just curious.
Wait, do I look like I'm all business? What kind of comment is that?
Honestly, I don't know. It's just
You can go with me next week.
I mean, I don't go often. She kind of looks around. Clearly, I have a job to do that's kind of a 24/7 thing. But
do you have clubs in New Prussia? I don't think I saw any, but that's not really my...
that is an absolute crime. You didn't get a chance to go? I thought for certain your grandfather would have taken you to at least one.
To like a dance club?
Yeah.
We were mostly in the lab.
Wow.
Having fun.
Why can't you go to a club?
I bonding is different for everybody, I guess. Okay. I get it now.
I don't know. Maybe something I'll think about it.
Okay.
You get free drinks if you smile.
Why?
Guys like it when you smile back at them.
He serves him some more, and he's in there laughing.
So
I feel
not
weird
wrong.
about this.
And they give you their phone number.
I don't need any of those.
Out of character. And you blink your eyelashes like these. And you bruise your lips like these.
So Xenofreeze, as you add water and basically shake up the substance or whatnot, it reconstitutes. It looks very similar to what you had given to you in a cup when you had dinner there.
Okay. Considering I'm kind of stuck in this humanoid shape, I drink it, I guess.
So as he drinks it, all of you end up hearing like a liquid substance going inside a deep container. You can actually hear him like filling up, like he was a deep container of
hollow.
That was hollow, yes.
When I start hearing like the liquid level get like close to the opening, if that's the case,
it's not that
goes. Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So like as hearing this, just generally Hyperion goes, you might want to start slow to see how much of it you can absorb at one time.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your endurance at this point.
Okay. And that's /R. Oh, is it /R?
No,
it's backslash.
No,
it's exclamation point.
Yeah, exclamation point, roll, and then the power rank code.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, huh? And then
pretty easy, actually.
And
feet.
Really? With a monstrous, I rolled a 17.
Right on. Okay, so
that's literally like 3 shy of a green.
So he's kind of sitting there, and he's thinking about it and whatnot. And you can hear Xenofreeze slosh around a little bit. But to no effect. But yeah, the sloshing effect is really odd. That's the first any of you have heard that come from him.
Do we need to get the Pepto?
I think we need to get a pump.
He needs time and relaxation. Perhaps sit down so that you can focus simply on the act of digestion.
Try that.
Okay.
Do it again, or
yep. Go ahead and roll again.
Okay. Yellow.
There we go.
So at this point, you're sitting back and you're relaxing and just focusing at this point on integration, which is basically your form of eating when you're consuming other liquid products. And now you start to feel it take hold inside you and drain away as you absorb it.
Okay. It seems to be working not as quickly as normal, but better.
Excellent. As they say, baby steps.
How do you feel?
How do I feel?
Maybe a little uncomfortable because the sloshing sound was unnerving, but now that it's consumed, I mean, no different than you normally would now.
There's no difference. I do not experience nausea. I do not have the musculature to vomit.
Lightbringer, how long when you were back in New Prussia did it take for you to stop glowing? Couple nights, some really good meals, I'm guessing.
No, we we did some testing pretty much straight away, so it didn't take that long.
I had an idea that maybe it might just be associated with your body's ability to convert energy. I simply refer to them as calories, but
what we figured that it was, in my case, was my body being unable to reabsorb the massive amounts of ultraviolet energy that I was emitting, and it just took a little practice to reconfigure my absorption rate, since it was a sort of overflow caused by that augmentation ray.
All right. Xenofreeze, Ixion, when you're ready, I'm going to perform an experiment with you.
Pray tell.
Well, your body's staying cold. I can generate heat.
You're going to melt him?
You intend to hit Ixion with a bolt of plasma?
No. I can actually generate straight raw heat.
So you're going to melt him?
I see.
So if his ice powers are just supercharged, maybe it's like a freezer whenever it gets iced over. Clear away the excess ice, and it should go back to working like normal. defrosting is a better. That's what it says on the freezers, right? Defrost.
Exactly.
Change him.
Maybe that's all we need to do.
Just simply change him from a solid to a liquid state.
If it gets painful, I can always stop.
We can even monitor him with the med scanner at the same time to notice any changes on a cellular level.
Sure.
Let's do it.
We're going to wait at least 15 minutes because we don't know how long it's going to take for that to digest. And I don't want you to have something inside your body that suddenly changes shape and might cause an adverse reaction. Plus, I want to finish breakfast. Nom, nom, nom.
Isn't that your 4th plate, brother?
I had maybe...
He's like 5th. You guys were out of the room for a while.
While I was out at sea, I had maybe a fish or 2 a day to eat.
How big was the fish?
Depends on the day. If I found an island that might have had some fresh veggies on it, I had some fresh veggies. So for the next week or so, you're probably going to see me eating really heavy to get back up. And he'll pull up his shirt and show like some lean muscles across his stomach. I don't like to be this lean. It's harder to take a blow being this lean. A little fat acts as a cushion.
You need your caloric intake, obviously.
As a storyteller note, he currently has 6 abs.
It's really important. Now we know.
Yeah.
Mark that down in the wiki.
Yep.
No,
everybody has to start somewhere.
Yep.
This is nice. This is nice if you're a bodybuilder or if you're like an Olympic swimmer. This is a great body, but if you're fighting and exerting a lot of energy, you want to have some fat on you, so your body has some energy to convert.
Of course. All right.
I mean, don't anyone else feel tired after using their powers too heavily?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Technically, no, but I understand how the rest would feel exhausted.
Do you have a battery?
I have a power plant.
Discussed this.
See? Eventually your battery will run out if you don't recharge, right? Same thing for calories in the human body, or whatever accounts for calories and for Ixion.
Understandable. Excellent. Then once breakfast is complete, let's proceed with the experiment.
Once he's done eating, he'll actually start doing the dishes.
Okay. And
is there any food left over?
Yeah, I'd imagine there'll still be some.
No, I can help pack it up and stow it away.
Okay. Pack it up, pack it in, stow it away.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon's just going to take the whole pot of coffee.
Okay, and you go into the danger room to test.
Yeah.
So you're poking him first while Angler is cleaning, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do the pokey poke test first and ramp up from there.
Okay. Not really much you have to do in the way of rolls. I mean, because you're getting poked, it's not like you're dodging or deflecting or anything of that nature. Go ahead and roll your endurance then, Derek.
Mm-hmm. Yellow.
Okay.
Nice.
So he starts to poke you with a long needle-like device. And it starts pushing into your form. The I want to say texture per se, but the resistance is equivalent to human flesh.
Okay.
So it bends a little, but eventually starts to poke through.
Okay.
There is some pain,
Right.
but it's nothing that you can't handle.
Right. Okay.
And you eventually just poke it straight through him.
Okay.
Like straight through my arm.
And then once that happens, I then withdraw the needle to see if its form heals.
It doesn't really heal in so much as it just encapsulates back. Just
okay.
That is promising.
Now that I've withdrawn the needle, do you still experience any pain, or is that gone?
Do I?
No.
No. Only while it was in, basically.
Correct.
No, only while the needle was in my body.
Understood. All right. Now for a simple cutting test, I'll use a scalpel to see if the effect is similar. And go ahead and try to make a small incision rather than a poke.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your endurance again.
Red.
Woohoo.
Okay.
97.
So you don't even really feel it. The scalpel is much sharper than the needle.
Right.
So where do you cut him?
Wherever he's comfortable, like on his arm or chest, whatever it's going to work for him.
Arm. Okay. So you're all.
Yep.
You nick him. Nick him open.
Yep.
And you look and you wait, and as you've cut him at this point, it's like cutting jelly. It doesn't reconstitute.
Okay.
So it's like cutting a piece of Jell-O that like it'll kind of flap, but it's still, yeah.
Okay. And nothing's oozing out. It's just literally like a Jell-O consistency. Okay.
That is correct. Yeah.
Interesting.
Are the rest of us there now too?
Yeah, you can be 100%.
Okay, I'd be monitoring him on the med scanner.
Sure.
That's
Now
kind of weird.
Now that we've created this cut, try to focus on reconstituting the cut so that the cut is healed.
Okay, I'll focus on that.
Okay. Go ahead at this point. Give me a psyche check.
Psyche?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my psyche? Oh, wow. Green. Wow, surprisingly enough.
Okay. So he's focusing, kind of looking at his arm, not getting anything. Focusing, looking at his arm, not getting anything. And then really kind of straining at one point, like really trying to like focus on something. And you see it go about like halfway and go, whoop. There's still a little, little cavity there if you pull it apart.
Okay. There was improvement there. It seems it took significant concentration for you to accomplish this. Were you feeling any pain or anything different while you were doing that?
That would be something that Jerome would have to answer. No?
No. I'll let you know if you do.
Okay. No.
So then he turns to Lightbringer. Carmen, were you able to notice anything different on the med scanner while he was attempting that?
I will roll for. I was like, how do I do that again?
It's a reason check.
That's right.
And he actually does come into the room singing "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls."
Jeez.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
But I add a column shift for the med scanner, right?
You do, yes.
Ta-da.
Which is
White.
white.
On a monstrous. Oh
my gosh. Yeah,
So
you know what? That's the same. That's the same roll.
You look at Xenofreeze and you're like, it's powered by some kind of electricity.
You're like, he's alive.
Yeah.
So maybe it's still.
It's the scanner itself is not really geared for Xenofreeze since he is an alien. It really can only identify previous scans. So it's limited, and from what your mind is taking from that, you're like, you don't have enough to really make any sort of educated guess right now.
I think we still need to make some alterations based on his physiology.
It's an excellent point. We may need to take part in Ixion's ship's database for that, if possible. How much information do you have regarding your race's physiology in your database, Ixion?
Quite a bit, actually. I am a biologist, actually, after all.
Excellent.
That, my native biology, as well as the subtle differences between my fellow Salanthians, as well as many other creatures here on Earth from my studies in the past.
Excellent.
So
we should be able to transfer much of that information to the med scanner to update it.
This might be, as much as I'm loath to use the word, might be a deviancy for his race. But let's see if we can't heat him up like some Jell-O.
Right. Please proceed.
I saw that smile. All right. I'm about to warm up the room. If you don't like it hot, and you might want to at least step out of the room.
I'm curious how I would do with this, but for the sake of limiting the variables in this particular experiment, I will remove myself.
I just don't want you to have heat stroke, that's all.
I'll stay.
I don't want to interfere with the experimentation. So,
would you mind passing the med scanner to me? I'll stay. I can resist the heat.
I will hand it over.
Takes that.
His face kind of goes slack, like he's no longer light and jovial like he's been the last 2 days since he's been back.
Mm-hmm.
Ixion, you have to let me know the moment if this hurts.
I expect there to be pain, but I will let you know. I will let you know if it is past my threshold.
Okay. Are you ready, Hyperion? Because this might mess with your sensors a little bit.
He activates his reflection field just in case, gets the scanner ready and says, please proceed.
And he's going to begin just heating it up slowly. He's not going straight to like 115 degrees, but he's going to work his way up from room temperature and start pushing out every 15 seconds or so and increase the temperature.
Okay. So Derek, why don't you go ahead and give me a endurance check?
YOLO.
Okay. All right. So he's hitting you at this point with what appears to be like a heat beam from his hand. And at first it's like heating pad level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's enough to notice that it's warm.
Not uncomfortable, just like, oh, okay.
Right. But as he starts gradually, getting up, so at this point, you've actually taken 10 points of damage.
Okay. I'll keep track here.
You can take the pain, but you can tell at this point you are frying.
Okay. He's going to bed, so
no worries.
Yeah.
All right. Feeling it, not bad.
Is your form staying?
Try to manipulate myself a little bit. Maybe even in the immediate area.
You can see that he is starting to blacken where you are hitting him. Yeah, I mean, your form is still the same.
Okay.
He's just going to stop at that point.
Okay.
And Hyperion is scanning that to see what he can pick up, if anything.
Okay. So just without even rolling, you scan. Those are burn marks.
Okay. He has been burnt.
Interesting. He'll look at the cut on his arm, and that hasn't healed back up either, has it?
That's correct. It's like still, like I said, it's still a little bit of a cavity. He got it part of the way.
You're like ballistics jelly.
Yes.
Okay.
I did sustain some damage.
So he grabs his arm and he's looking at it. So you're doing the same thing ballistics jelly does. Like, he'll actually physically hold the cut together. Mm-hmm. Try to reconstitute it now.
Try.
Okay, go ahead and roll a psyche check.
Oops. People keep forgetting Angler's also a geneticist.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm totally letting him do that stuff.
No, yeah, you guys have got a lot of brain power between everybody just about.
It's not happening.
Okay, yeah. So he focuses, and then you let go, and it's all. It's a little.
I'm gonna call through the PA. Have you ever been burned before?
He'll leave the room. He goes and he grabs a towel, a wet towel and a dry towel.
Okay.
I did take some. I was exposed to Shion's shock at one point. However,
I would think electrocution is slightly different.
Well, I have never been electrocuted. Electrocution means the act of death through electricity. But I have been shocked. Though I do not recall.
It didn't leave marks like those, did it?
Not that I noticed. Although I was able to manipulate myself at that point in time.
When he gets back, he tries to wipe away the soot where he burned them.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Is it back to his normal flesh colored?
When you wipe away the charred pieces, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
What do you make of it?
A deviation is the best word for it. Whatever hit you two during at the school may have caused the permanent change. Like a really permanent change. Have you tried going swimming?
I did in the ocean. I was not able to manipulate myself.
No, but were you able to breathe normally underwater?
I do not breathe.
Well,
not as you do.
That's what I'm asking. Would you normally take in whatever oxygen or nitrogen you pull into your system through the air?
Nothing was changed that I noticed.
Did you try to see how far you could go down?
I did not.
I wonder how many bars you could take before you would start to feel it.
My density is quite dense.
Well, no, a bar is barometric pressure. I think that's the right word for it.
Barometric pressure has never affected my race.
But you're something new right now.
Yes, I am aware.
So going underwater and feeling that intense pressure might hurt you. Like the heat that I generated as it began to intensify, you should have been able to feel more and more of it as it began to hurt. But oh my, your arm. Does someone have a sewing kit?
Your needle and thread will not have any effect on me.
Let's find out.
Do you think we ought to find some sort of diving facility that has a barometric chamber?
It would be something to try. I am curious to see, though. Let us do this again with your heat generation.
Are you sure?
I will counter it.
All right.
Not with a beam, not with a projection, but just with the manifestation of myself, so as not to damage you in return, potentially.
If you start to actually hurt me, I'll let you know. I'll be very vocal about it.
While you two are undergoing this, I'm going to see if I can get Mainframe's help in transferring Salanth physiology information into the medical scanner to make it better suited.
Very well.
Heads out of the danger room to do that with Mainframe.
Because I can withstand my own cold. Whereas if someone were to do to me what I have done to others, I would not be able to resist as well, though I am immune to my own generation. So I can effectively lower my body's temperature with possibly putting essentially a crust of ice to counter your heat, and see if I can maintain my protective ice shell, so to speak.
Yeah, I understand. Let's do this. He is going to generate his heat just into the room. Like he's just going to project it from his body in general.
Okay. At your maximum intensity?
He's going to build up to it.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to overwhelm and accidentally scorch his brother again.
And Hyperion, are you in there with him?
No, he left.
No, I left because I'm working on transferring the Salanth data from the ship into the scanner.
Okay.
I'm watching from the control area.
Gotcha.
Remember, you start to hurt, let me know and I'll stop. Same thing from me to you.
Absolutely. I lower my temperature to where I'm starting to, as I start to feel a little bit of heat, I start to generate cold radiating from myself.
Okay, so you're basically attempting to test your threshold of his heat to your cold.
Right. Okay. Basically, without being as clean cut about it, I'm doing an Iceman. Just encrusting myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as Angler, I'm not going to make you guys roll for it. So Angler, as you are starting to intensify the heat, and Xenofreeze is attempting to kind of let the coldness go and whatnot. He's matching you step for step. Everything on your side of the room is getting really hot, and everything on his side of the room is getting cold, and everything right in the middle is like this thin strip of perfect comfy, where it's like average temperature, just barely.
Mm.
This is fascinating.
And it gets to the point where your power rank is what, Angler?
Amazing.
That's what I thought. It gets to the point where you are stressing. You're, pushing out as much as you can at your max, and he's keeping up with it. At this point, he's visibly starting to stress, from the workload, but he's keeping up, matching you heat for cold.
He does this. All right.
Stop.
And then as soon as he stops, he stops.
Okay.
Ice generation probably is a little bit more visible than unadulterated heat.
Not necessarily, because the other half of the room is radiating right now.
He'll walk up and give him a big old hug. It's been so long since I could do that.
I'll call out on the PA. Well done. That was fascinating.
Is there mainframe? Was there any thermometer here in the danger room? Were you able to see what the
readouts on the control room?
What the readouts were for?
I mean, there are readouts, but
cold?
it's maxed on both sides, so you can't. It's whatever is there. It wasn't able to accommodate the reading.
What is the maximum high temperature that? What is the range? What is the maximum range on the high end and on the low end for you, mainframe, within the danger room?
Calculating. 1 moment. So he mainframe gives you estimates because it's never been fully tested to that level,
right?
But the belief is that the room itself could match that of burning explosive chemicals, or up to matching the coldness of space.
Interesting.
Try to change your shape.
I try to change my shape now.
Okay. Nothing.
Nothing?
No. Go ahead and roll your psyche, though.
Okay. Let's see here. Yellow.
Okay. Your little nick.
I rolled a 91 too.
Your little nick reconstitutes.
I was able to heal myself.
Okay. Theories.
Though my focus was very intense.
Theories.
Out of character. I need a higher psyche.
Exactly. Yeah.
1. This could be 1 part psychological, 1 part the ray at the school. The physical change of your constitution from that of liquid to ballistic gel has something deep rooted in you. I understand what it's like to wake up different. It's one thing we can agree on, whether it's being water into a solid or waking up with completely new appendages.
Absolutely. I understand with your experimentation.
2, I still think the defrost thing might be true. And that might be a part of it. Subconsciously, you might be holding yourself together in a physical shape that is appealing to the people on this planet. And you might just be holding on to it a little bit. My 3rd theory, which unfortunately may be the most positive, most accurate, is that change, whatever happened, was a permanent change to your physiology. And now, compared to the rest of your race, you would be considered a complete deviation from the genetic norm and unable to change form, but still have a lot of your abilities, such as being underwater, absorbing a lot of your nutrients through other ways. How is that part of your body where you ate the food feeling?
Any difference? I mean,
no difference.
No. I feel normal, as if I ingested sustenance. It is much different, though I understand your species' capability of feeling full. I naturally absorb through things that I touch, as well as ingesting some of this food. That is how I am able to maintain much, much longer periods of time without actually eating, as per se. I am continually gaining sustenance. It is just not as efficient as imbibing this concoction.
So, I think we are at a very... I do not want to bring harm to you. That's the biggest catch. If not, I would sit here and I would lock that door and heat it up until you bubbled. But that doesn't sound very pleasant to you, and killing you is not on the menu today.
I believe, were you at your max threshold?
That was my max output.
Did I have more to give?
No, you were pushing it.
I was pushing it.
Yeah.
It seems we are
evenly matched,
evenly parred, or very close to it. This is rather intense. I have never been at this capacity.
I haven't been pushed for emitting heat in a long time either. It's why that's so exciting to me. Why do you think I set up the obstacle course through the vein? We have to challenge ourselves. We have to push and mold our abilities and develop them, make them stronger. The reason I left the list for everybody is so you could do that. Because if I was here, I would be pushing you guys every day on downtime.
You may be interested to hear that in my practice with my grandfather, I also was able to reach my maximum capacity, and I believe that their tech compared it to Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
I actually gave Jürgen a bit of a sunburn.
What is this Hiroshima you speak of?
A nuclear device was dropped on the city of Hiroshima in 1945. I think it was 1945. It practically ended the Second World War on this planet.
Interesting.
I don't know what atom they split, but they split the atom, big explosion, and they dropped two of them. One on Hiroshima and one on Nagasaki. Justin doesn't know what the actual year was. I know it's like 1945 or 1946.
Yeah. End of World War II.
45 was the end of World War II.
So 45 was
probably
right.
At some point in 45.
I
just don't remember the date specifically.
So, oh wow.
It's pretty exciting. I don't anticipate ever needing to use that in combat.
No.
Not to that degree.
This is interesting. I wonder if my other cold-based abilities were affected also.
Have you seen the obstacle course? You do the skate thing, right?
Yes.
Skate the course for me.
Okay. We go to the course then. I'll try to skate the course.
Okay. So
I do have
give me an agility check.
Agility?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Green.
Okay. So same thing as before. You're getting a little bit more used to it now, though. At the ease of output of your cold to, form the ice and whatnot, and skating along.
Okay.
Or sliding along for the most part.
Right. It is becoming easier.
All right. Brittany. It's Carmen. Carmen. Load up level 1 for the danger room.
You got it. Beep, beep, beep.
Level 1's all yours, Ixion.
Okay.
Are you exiting Angler or are you staying in there?
I'm staying in there. I'm just going to dodge.
Okay.
Your goal in here is to ice beam the cannons that appear. The laser cannons that appear. Or throw a block of ice, whatever you do. I've seen you do it different ways, and I don't want to put a thing on you. So do whatever you want to do. Just ice them over.
Very well.
Okay, so at this point, you begin the process. Go ahead and roll your agility at this point as the guns are coming down to fire their concussion beams. Pew pew.
Excellent.
Yellow.
Okay.
No, I get a shift for this because acrobatics.
Green for Justin.
Okay. So the guns fire, both of them targeting Justin, and he dives, out of the way and rolls. Xenofreeze, you throw up ice and freeze the guns.
How are you feeling comfortable on that?
Rather easy.
Did you feel like your power was beginning to overtake you?
No.
Or was it pitch perfect?
Normal.
Just normal?
We have done level 1 at my previous status.
Okay.
So are you just going to keep testing the threshold with the danger room?
I don't think cutting you is going to work. Let me put that on the table. I don't think cutting you, poking you is going to work. Your reconstitution is either taking time, like a normal, like a human physiology way of healing wounds, or it's taking you some type of mental either lack of thought or something similar to that. I don't know what it is. This is a great way to test it. I love to test this way. You make strong people through feats, through fields of fire. I forget the term. Like I'm thinking of it. You know what? Where's Shone at? She needs to get in here and do this too. She needs to dodge.
I'm not
The
sure
strongest-
she's in any condition to.
All the better, so she learns another lesson.
So Sagan leans into Lightbringer at this point because she's not mic'd and you can't hear her in the booth. And she leans into Lightbringer and she says, "Would it be bad if I let him know he sounds a lot like President Jurgen right now? Or should we just keep that to ourselves?"
I want to throw plasma.
I think let's maybe not slow his roll just now.
Okay, that would be a rain on his parade,
Would.
right? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Should I
As
go get?
a
Should I go get
comparison.
Shone or?
Would you mind?
Okay. And hello,
Shone.
Vancouver by night.
Hello.
Shone's asleep on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the table.
Yeah,
So Sagan comes walking in, and she grabs a hold of the back of your hair and just like pulls up your head, sort of thing, as you're like, asleep, passed out and whatnot. And then so she just lets your head drop.
Thunk. She'll get a grunt.
Okay. She says, Shone, you're wanted in your training room.
Tell him 5 more minutes.
I hate to break this to you, but I work for Lightbringer, not you. So if I have to pick you up and take you in there, I will. You can tell him 5 minutes at that point if you want. That's not up to me.
She'll slide off the table, drag herself across the vein.
All right. She says, I'll pour you another cup of coffee.
She's just going to stand in the door and look at them.
Okay.
Come on, get in here.
Okay. While you're doing that, so Hyperion, you have he has a complete record of the standard Salanthi biology.
Okay.
Just because it would be something he would have on file for medical purposes, kind of like having your own medical record. Like, this is what we normally are. Here's our biology. If I have a severed limb or a replacement limb, this is what it's going to look like. Whatever. So,
okay.
So he has basically that. So you have kind of a standard to work with. As far, it all looks like gibberish right now.
Right.
But you can identify. On a biological level, what it is you're seeing. So you're able to pull that all down onto a disc and bring it over to Mainframe.
Okay.
Mainframe can read it in a rudimentary sense. Like he told you, he was able to make a rough translation.
Right.
You may want to partner with Lightbringer on this one so you guys don't jack it up, because you could wind up analyzing something wrong to his genetic structure and really, making it worse.
Okay. Yeah. So noticing I need that, I go, Hyperion to Lightbringer. If you'd be able to meet me in the control room, I need your additional expertise to recode the scanner appropriately.
On my way. So I will leave them to the danger room and head into the Mainframe area.
Okay.
Or where?
So I will say that you guys are training at this point. We'll kind of fast forward through parts of that. We'll get to roles in a few. So now that you have the data from his ship on the typical biology, so if you get an accurate translation, that's where your hyper invention is going to come into play.
Okay.
Lightbringer, do you want to do your mental magic on this to try and correctly read and translate the Salanthi basically in data form?
As opposed to what?
As opposed to just making a reason check.
Oh, then yes.
Okay.
So those just compound? Is that what it is?
No, you're using your hyper intellect.
Yeah, but it's only a RM30, so...
Right, and do you remember what that takes it up to?
No. I remember it was towards the right.
Okay, you're close. Yes. So if you remember, since it's at an RM30, it gives you a reason. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 column shifts to the right?
Oh!
Woohoo!
What?
Makes Hyperion look like a baby.
What is your normal?
My normal reason is amazing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're at a class 3000.
Yeah, so
you make Professor X look like a blathering idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's temporary.
Yeah.
It's basically one of those things that she taps into, and then you see all the theories and quantum mechanics like just all flying around her head.
She literally turns into the meme where she's like seeing all the angles and stuff like that.
Jimmy Neutron's brain blast.
Basically, yeah.
So this was a situation of me misinterpreting how the power works, and then Jerome kind of put me right about it, and then we were like, okay, we'll just chalk that up to the
her being new.
Yeah.
It's her first day.
Yeah. Okay, so class 3000, huh?
Yeah.
Literally don't roll a 1.
Yeah.
Can you not roll a 1?
Never tell me the odds.
You're right, I take it back.
I wonder if that's even gonna register.
I'm sure it is. I just don't know how you probably CL and then the number.
So that one didn't do it.
Or maybe just do 3000.
I tried.
That's what you just tried.
Oh.
Well, yeah. What's that
C3 maybe?
Is that in the book?
I'm curious now.
No, didn't do it. Okay, Claire's book.
You know what? I'll just roll Z for now and see how that goes.
Could you roll Z and then just bump it up 1? I guess, maybe.
That one didn't work.
Okay,
you know what? I'm just gonna roll.
Just roll a D100.
Yeah,
and then we'll compare it.
We can look at it.
Yeah. It just won't say whether or not it's green, yellow, or red.
Yeah, we just have to figure that out per normal. Yep. Yeah, have to put a space. Yeah. And you can just do /R. You don't have to type out roll.
Oh, right.
Yeah, /R 1D100.
That didn't do it either.
Oh. You can't type /R.
You can't do it in that chat. You'll have to go into one of the others because that bot isn't actually in that chat.
Do that
it works for me.
Chat then.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do /R, and it should pull up a second set of menus for you, where it says commands matching /R. Does that come up?
Did that work? I rolled a 52.
That worked on the other one. Yeah. Okay. So 52. I mean, 52 in a class 3000. That's
it's not a 1.
Yellow.
Okay. So at this point, you see her face kind of go blank right now as she's like accessing a higher portion of her own brain. And she starts, going over this and just almost in a, not to make this a religious experience, but almost like when people start speaking in tongues, like they just don't even know what it is that they're doing. She's just going, blah, 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 just going all over this report and like transcribing it down so it makes sense in English.
Is she still on the intercom?
No.
Oh.
No, she's not there right now.
Does it sound like Brad?
Oh no.
Does it sound like Brad?
Like Shone's gobbledygook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Shone didn't have a tryst. She's speaking. She
Brad
had a
right
spiritual experience.
Oh, by the time she gets done, Hyperion, you're looking at it. You're like, this is perfect. I can absolutely make this like right now.
Excellent job. That was extraordinarily fast.
So it worked?
I should be able to work with this immediately. Let me get to work on it.
She all of a sudden, she's like this. She goes into savant mode, and she's like, and then she's like writing it down, and then she's like, "What does this mean?"
You're right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I wonder how much of that is actually retained.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's information that it's not like it's retained. You just know that, if you tap into that higher self, basically, that you can figure something out.
This ability is how I was able to help out with the science ministry in New Prussia.
If you're able to continue that here and at Quantum Unlimited, that would do wonders for the team, obviously.
So go ahead and roll your hyper invention.
Right. All right. 40.
Does that have a shift of 7?
No, it doesn't. The nice thing about hyper invention, though, it allows you to basically create something from nothing.
Green feet.
All right. So you take, you basically take. So if I'm understanding correctly, you have the med scanner, and you are trying to.
We're trying to upload the Salanth physiological data into it so it can accurately read his Salanth.
Okay, so you basically have to modify the whole thing in order to include the required information needed to scan him accurately. So it's like twice the size now.
Okay.
But you are reasonably certain it's going to work based upon everything that you have received.
Excellent. All right. That should do it. I know it's larger, but it needed additional sensory equipment for his specific physiology.
We can always attempt to streamline it later.
Exactly. For now, this will definitely work. Let's take this to the danger room.
Okay. So. And they have been working and flipping and stopping blasts and getting blasted and trying to test their power limits this whole time. When you guys finally open the door after you've done all of your mental magic, they've all got welts and a sweat on.
Excellent training. We have successfully modified the scanner for Salanth physiology. If you wouldn't mind holding still, let's make sure we get a baseline reading for you.
Will do.
Still feeling hungover, Shion?
Actually, she would have told you no. She's taking the day off. But
oh, he would have dragged her in.
She would have just stood there.
Danger room seals in once it starts, right?
Yep.
And he would have kept asking Sagan to hit the button over and over and over again.
Oh.
She will get her revenge.
You gotta love brothers.
Right.
So you're scanning him at this point. What are you looking for specifically?
Well, first trying to make sure that it's accurately reading his Salanth biology, and also to see if it can detect the deviant or empowerment mutation in him too.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a reason check. Do you have biology or genetics, I should say?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
So go ahead and roll.
So okay. Will that get a one column shift boost because of the device?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so then that's from amazing to monstrous, right? Yes. Hello, feet.
Okay. So at this point on the upgraded scanner, it shows you massive changes to the biology. Everything genetically still reads Salanthi, but as Angler has accurately predicted, he has the consistency of ballistic gel.
Okay.
Can I see the results on this?
Of course. He walks over and shows you the readout. He's like...
And I have biology and genetics.
It does appear as if you are permanently changed.
This is unnerving.
I can understand how that can be unnerving, disconcerting. It's a massive change to how you live. But as you have been able to demonstrate recently, with focus, you were able to make the minor modifications to the cuts that were made to you. It seems that whatever reserves you're pulling from with that, if you're able to focus on honing that particular ability, you will eventually have greater and greater control, and perhaps regain full control. It simply takes time, especially with such a major change.
And that's the reason I wanted us to practice, us to push ourselves, because it may be a psychological issue with your race. I don't know. But if we're in here training, we're finding out what it is. As far as you know, as soon as one of those lasers were about to pop you in the back, you might have been able to take your form and shape it. Because you're no longer thinking about, okay, the angle is 45 degrees and so forth and so on. You're going, I need this to happen, and then boom, it happens. Sometimes it's just... on this planet, we have something called a runner's high. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's whenever you're doing some physical exercise and you've hit that wall, you're at it and then you push through it, and you're there, you're beyond it, and it feels good to be at that point.
Mm-hmm. It is understandable.
It's why you see me in here every day, trying to get my powers to work better. It's whenever I get a magic tutor, you're going to see me working on that in the morning as well. We're not always going to have this type of time in between our sorties to be able to stop and keep ourselves in our physical condition.
No, but I would like to point out that we should also be allowed to be human every once in a while and take a day off.
I don't think that works for
maybe not for
three
you,
of us,
but for me it does. And I'm still young, and I would like to enjoy it while I can.
How old are you again?
And your guys is, I'm 18.
But how old are you for your planet?
Still about the equivalence of an 18-year-old.
Well.
And if what you said about your discovery with Jurgen recently about the possible extended age of those related to Electrum is correct, that would actually be extremely young for literally all of you.
Yeah.
But we put ourselves in this hero business.
Something that puts... Would that... How long have you been created for, Hyperion?
My first memory was only for less than 120 seconds in the year 1971. Over a decade later, I was given a degree of autonomy with a body and was active for just over 3 hours.
It would seem
deactivated.
It would seem that I am the oldest sibling.
I would imagine so. Interstellar travel probably takes a little while.
That would make sense.
Father would have traversed the stars to Salanth.
What is your...
Close to a decade prior to even creating Hyperion.
What is your people's life expectancy?
Approximately 44 or 45 of Earth years. I do not know how the interstellar travel has affected me, but it has. Yet, that is my... Once I have calculated the differences, I am approximately less than half a century old in Earth years.
Jerome, from what Hyperion's figured out from luring the FTL drive, would that have an effect on age or not? Going faster than light? No. Okay. So then Hyperion would be like, from what I've learned from the superluminal drive technology that Ixion's vessel has, travel at faster than light speeds should actually not affect the overall age of a person. That's one of the primary benefits of that technology. Were he traveling at relativistic speeds using typical technology, well, it's difficult to explain what with the need for an understanding of Einstein's general theory of relativity and Einstein's special theory of relativity, but with faster than light capabilities, it shouldn't have taken him more than perhaps a year at most to get here, when normally it would take tens of thousands at less than light speed.
Is Ixion perspiring by any chance?
Yes.
That's got to be new for him.
Is it?
I didn't think about that.
It is.
Oh.
You're leaking.
It seems that ray has affected me much more than I had thought.
It occurs to me, and Freddy, correct me if I'm wrong, that since you are genetically half Electrum and half your Salanth mother, perhaps more of your human side of the genome has become activated. That's what humans do, sweat and perspire.
Hyperion, take another look at the chart that you've pulled up from the med scanner. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay.
Did I see anything when I looked at it that would peg what my understanding of anything was?
Go ahead and give me a reason check.
Reason?
Okay. And one column shift up for your biology.
Using the scanner.
I've got biology and genetics, so.
Well, then it would just do one column shift for genetics.
Okay.
So using the scanner, got a yellow result.
Okay.
RM, incredible. Not thinking very well right now. I'm wondering why I'm sweating.
Yeah, you are focused on the fact that your body is leaking in a weird sort of way.
Mm-hmm. However, Hyperion,
you can see genetically all of the changes that have occurred to him spider off of the deviant gene that the others share.
Okay. From what I can tell, the changes are coming from the deviant gene. Everything that's changed about you that's the root cause, which makes sense since everyone was affected and the powers and whatnot of that particular mutation were enhanced.
Which still does not turn to reason unless it is truly something to do with my psyche, because my mass manipulation is Stalanthe of its root.
It could be because of the combination of genetic material that the meta-activity field treats some Stalanthe abilities as if they're superpowers, especially since they are vastly different from the vast majority of macroscopic beings. The vast majority don't have shape-changing abilities that you do.
It's true.
And then as you guys are debating this, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Mainframe over the speakers, you are hearing a phone ring. It's a synthesized old school ringtone.
What did you do to Mainframe while we were gone?
He's learning. Mainframe, who is calling?
You have a
I
telephone
think he did
call.
to himself.
I'll be back. I'll go grab it. He'll grab a towel on the way out the training room.
Okay.
Perhaps the deviant side of your genetics is overtaking the other side.
It is possible.
We understand that the deviant aspect is continuously evolving.
And it seems to have been magnified.
So Angler, you end up picking up the phone.
Legacy, this is Angler.
Yeah, this is Donovan McLaren. I thought I was calling Mr. Onett.
That's Hyperion's name, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what number did you dial?
Okay, so he rattles off a number for Hyperion. Or for Mark Onett, I should say.
I'm sorry, man. You ended up dialing 1234 instead of 1235.
Oh, really? Because looks like I dialed the right number.
Probably AT&T. Sorry about that. You might want to hang up and try again. Maybe you'll get through to this time.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So he hangs up.
Hyperion! You're getting a phone call.
Note to self. Just say hello.
Right.
Perhaps Mainframe ought to specify
which line it is.
Which line it's calling.
Is this the bat? Is this the bat phone?
Phone.
Yeah.
Well,
So Hyperion,
he is learning too.
Yeah, Hyperion heads out there to get the next call,
and it comes right through to the same number, same phone.
AT&T occasionally switches up your phone calls, by the way.
Understood. Yeah.
And you'll walk back to the training room.
Okay.
Goes ahead and answer. Hello.
Is this Mr. Onett?
Yes, Mr. Onett speaking. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Donovan. Sorry. Somebody picked up at this number and said they were the Angler. I didn't realize I was calling some sort of mathematician's hotline.
You know, that is strange. We've been having some strange mix-ups with the phone company. I'll have to call them again to get that corrected. Thank you for your call. How could I help?
Actually, I was just calling to give you an update. You had sent some items my way, for selling and whatnot, and those drives are selling like hotcakes. I just wanted to let you know. You already have orders lined up in a couple of different countries. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep up with the demand for them at this point. So really, I guess the other question here is, do you have the money to make another factory?
So Hyperion, thinks about the numbers in his head because he'd try to keep, abreast of all that information for the company. Does he know, like, would they have the capital to do that, or would they have to?
Give me a reason check.
Okay.
Because you got total recall, you're just calculating based upon what you've got.
Right. Amazing.
I always take out a loan.
Roll the 1, white feet. Okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, really rolled a 1. So
okay, so
he doesn't know.
So you're thinking this over at this point, trying to go over the figures in your head, and you've experienced your first glitch. So you at this point, literally mentally, you see a blue screen, which means you're going to need some help figuring out just what exactly happened. It could have been maybe damage. It could have been wear and tear from some of the testing in here. But that is the first time it has happened. So it's a little scary, but it didn't take you offline.
Sorry, just a bit of a headache. I don't have the figures with me, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm actually not at the office right now. To my knowledge, I am not quite sure if we have the capital necessary to build another factory. We might need to do something about that.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I can come and assist with that. That's obviously going to be a different business venture. But I'm sure we can discuss that at some other time when it's not over the phone and you've had a chance to look at your figures. The other thing I wanted to let you know is that the med scanner has been selling really well at this point. There's been some trepidation, obviously, as I thought, that it might be used for nefarious reasons. So it's not going quite as well as I had hoped. But we have already shipped out 5,000 at this point.
Excellent.
Mostly to medical facilities in larger cities at this point.
Sense.
So
Excellent.
You should be seeing. So when my accountants have the final figures, you should be seeing, a healthy chunk of that coming your way. I just wanted to let you know.
I saw Derek out of the corner of my eye and was like, "What is he doing?" I get. He's.
Dollar bills, y'all.
I didn't know if you wanted to, but I was putting on another party here in Strongford. I thought maybe if you wanted to invite some of your friends to come along, we could make it a partial celebration party for some of the units throwing well, and maybe just give you a chance to network with some of the other people with deep pockets who find stupid reasons to spend it on.
Excellent. I'm sure we can find plenty of good reasons for them to spend it on as well.
I like your style of thinking.
I'll definitely pass that on to my heads of departments. Make sure we attend. When were you planning on this soiree?
Actually, it's going to be happening in tomorrow night.
Excellent. You have the details of where and what the attire should be?
Oh, absolutely. Sure I will have my people send that to your office. And with the location, just make sure to RSVP with the appropriate tag-alongs that you're going to be bringing with.
Of course, will do. In the meantime, I'll get with my accounting department to see about those figures for the expansion plan.
Excellent. Since I have you on the phone, did you have anything for me?
At the moment, no. It seems we are actually working diligently on trying to develop the new technologies to see what we can do. So this information is excellent. I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to that break tomorrow night at the party.
Okay, well, fantastic. Then I will see you and your guests then there.
Excellent. Thank you for the call. See you then.
He hangs up.
And head back to the danger room to let everyone know.
Okay.
Head on in. Well, that was Donovan McLaren. It seems that the T drives and medical scanners are, quote, selling like hotcakes, end quote.
Oh, that's great news.
There was some trepidation regarding the medical scanners because of, ironically, how well they work and how much detail they provide, but the main receiver of those units are the medical facilities in larger cities. It seems to be doing extremely well. Mr. McLaren is putting on a celebratory party, and we're all invited. I suggest we go. It's for tomorrow night.
What's the dress code?
We should be receiving that shortly. At the same time, I have to get with the accounting department at QU. We may actually need to expand our productive capabilities because of the units that are being sold.
That's a nice problem to have.
Congratulations on the success.
Thank you. And of course, the success of the company is a success for everyone here. I'm very proud of all of your work with Legacy, Quantum Unlimited. I know it's just been a short amount of time that we've actually been together, but we've accomplished an incredible amount in such a short time. I look forward to continued success. So, in the meantime, what have we found so far with regard to Ixion, ultimately?
Have I had a chance to take a look at the scanner?
You certainly can.
All right. What is... I think I have... this is done off of...
Reason. And you're just looking at the report that's been generated?
Yeah, Reason is a 30.
Reason, and you have genetics, right?
So it becomes when columns shift up.
That is correct.
I can't make heads from tails of it.
That makes sense. So you're looking at it and you're like, this is some kind of biology.
All right. So Ixion.
Yes.
While you have this more solid body, on your hands, make sure whenever you clean yourself, because you are sweating now, make sure to get between here.
Please
Same thing for your feet.
Joan's gonna remove herself because she doesn't even want to get this visual.
And behind the ears. Behind the ears is important. The reason why I say this is because we don't know if fungus can grow on your body. So on this planet, we wash ourselves all the way down with soap. Have you done that before?
I cannot say that I have.
All right.
Herman is very fascinated by this scientific conversation.
Joan's totally grossed out.
And this is a scientific conversation, everybody.
Yeah.
Totally grossed out.
Well, considering this is the first thing closest to
perspiring
excrement that my body has ever experienced.
Well, that's going to be a fun one for you, presumably.
I still do not foresee that happening. I do not eat solid food. The concoction is very efficient for my prior cellular structure.
Should we get to work on synthesizing that food substance?
We should make sure that Ixion has a plentiful supply.
Have you ever seen anything where someone's taken a shower before? That's a no. Follow me.
As they both leave,
my little brother's going to show me how to bathe.
Yeah, as they both leave, Hyperion turns to the ladies like, "Is he going to teach him how to bathe?"
I don't even want to even think about it.
And yes, he will teach him how to take a shower.
Sagan's like, where is the popcorn?
I think this is admirable.
Ew. Gross.
Would you prefer that he not?
You've seen me. I mean, like, I'm not there, but you've seen me nude. And guess what? I look like a silver Ken doll, okay? Like, that's all there is to it. Without anything.
I mean, do you still?
Can't he like just watch like a YouTube video or something?
1994.
YouTube's not a thing.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. Well, you know what? There's got to be some kind of health video out there.
I would have to watch a movie. And usually those movies where there's a shower scene, it's either leading into murder or, one way or the other.
We'll just show him Psycho.
Yeah.
So
just be glad you're not the one demonstrating.
So they go off to the bathrooms to go figure out how to teach Xenofreeze to bathe correctly to ensure that he doesn't get some Fromunda cheese.
I'm going to have nightmares.
Lightbringer, if you would like to make a roll at 1 column shift down from your already ecstatic height, because you're attempting to you activated it, so you're attempting to utilize it again. So instead of a class 3000, you're a class 1000. Oh darn!
That's all.
Okay, so can I roll 1d100 in the supers rolls chat?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh, good.
95.
That's definitely red.
Grief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you reach red result at 76. So yeah.
Shone is considered like a god to the ancient Egyptians, and you're playing the part now.
Yeah, literally.
So you go over it, with your mental acumen at this point, and looking over the amino acid chains and whatnot of the proteins and everything that goes into reconstituting what has been developed for Xenofreeze.
Does her head get bigger to hold the brain?
No.
Yes, every time I use it, my head gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but only her forehead. Yeah,
oh no.
So that way, when she's finally done, she can use it as a weapon. Just go around headbutting people.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
No, so when you get done, obviously it will take Hyperion to finalize it, but you think you've actually made some improvements on it.
Did I make it taste like vanilla?
Did you honestly want to make it taste like something specific?
No.
Okay.
I just thought that would be funny.
No, it's up to you. I mean, you're the one rolling, and you have the intellect of somebody who can just kind of will something into existence. So if you wanted to make this protein taste like roast beef, you absolutely could.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay.
Roast beef.
Roast beast.
Yeah.
I'll isolate that part of the code and be like, we could change this out later.
Sure.
Like
okay. So Hyperion,
roll
your hyper invention.
Okay. All right.
1 column shift up because of her red result.
Okay, cool. That makes it amazing.
It is amazing.
Yellow result.
Got a what?
Yellow result.
Okay.
Yeller.
So you have successfully. The smell is god awful. But I mean, it's not like something you would be eating at this point. But you can put them in Tupperware containers and whatnot and keep it on hand. You can both also tell it has to be kept refrigerated as a liquid because that will affect.
So we didn't make it in the powder form.
No, you actually made it like in the real form at this point.
Oh.
So you can at this point, in essence, what you guys have collectively done is made a, for lack of a better term, a very primitive synthesizer that Xenofreeze can just go up and press a button, and it's going to just, put out some of this protein liquid for him.
Tastes like baby food.
We'll have to label that specifically.
Yes.
Do
Ixion's
not
food
eat
processor.
may contain mercury.
Yeah, it could be quite traumatizing.
Yeah.
Does it contain any stuff that's like harmful to humans?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yes. Humans do not want to consume this whatsoever. It would be very toxic. In small amounts, it would be toxic and cause probably violent vomiting or whatnot as the body tried to expel it. In large doses, it would be poisonous.
Okay.
I figured you were going to say cancerous.
Probably that too, if you were to survive.
But only in the state of California.
Yeah.
Only.
Right, because everything that comes through California has the possibly radioactive label.
California has been deemed by the state of California to be cancerous. What?
So Hyperion goes ahead and labels it accordingly before refrigerating it.
Okay.
Do not touch unless you're Ixion.
Right. And at that point, that's where we're going to go ahead and stop for the night. We got 2 hours and 45 minutes in. So our next game for this, whoops, that's the wrong thing.
As Justin and as Angler and Ixion
take a shower
from the crying game.
What's that on your body?
Well, what in the hell?
Yeah.
Sean's going to be seeing a therapist soon. He's going to have nightmares.
So, the next game for Modern Age Heroes is going to be taking place on the 18th of March.
Weeks.
In 2 weeks. Yeah, so hope to see you guys there. Thank you for everybody for tuning in and watching or hanging out with us while you lurked in the background and maybe just listened. Obviously, we had a lot of fun this go around. Davy Jones, again, take it easy, man. We will be back in 2 weeks to play this. We will not be having a Blood Ties game next week. We're going to be doing an Irish Fair. So the next 2 games will be in 2 weeks for Ashland by Night and Modern Age Heroes. So
we do have Cyberpunk.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Goman aside, we do.
Cyberpunk.
I keep forgetting about that. I don't know why. Cyberpunk, however, will be the 8th. So stick around for that. That'll be good. Finding out just how far the rabbit hole everybody has gone, and just how far in debt everybody is.
Yeah.
I think that's Dell's character.
So take it easy, everybody, and I hope you have a good night. Good night.
Good night.
All right.